Welcome back to the New York Sports Exchange, episode number 207, and free agency is here. Giants, Jets making moves. It was just announced about an hour ago that in order to go forwards, you must go backwards. Geno Smith is back as Jets quarterback. What an unbelievable feeling. Tim, how are you feeling that you have your quarterback for this season, finally?
Full circle moment, that's for damn sure. But it, like I said, Stan, couldn't be worse than what it was before. So
Yes.
we'll see what happens.
Yes. Is there anybody on the offensive line that's capable of breaking Geno's jaw? Is that a possibility?
Well, I didn't think about that. I don't. You know what? We'll have to see. I mean, I hope he's matured enough. Maybe this time he'll go to the charity event if he brings up that he will.
Okay.
But yeah, maybe
Okay.
we've learned from our past mistakes. But yeah, no, we'll see what happens. We'll see what
Go
happens.
forwards, you got to go backwards. Jets making some good signings on the defensive end. They trade for Minka Fitzpatrick, Joseph Asai as well, Demario Davis. Some good defensive leadership. A lot of schematically different guys. But you know what? You just threw a bunch of veterans together and said, figure it out. Honestly, I think that's what you need.
Yeah, I think that's the way they got to go, especially after last year. You bring in some familiar faces. Demario Davis is back. It's just, again, it feels like my dad said earlier. He's seen it before where you remember when they bring in like Ed Reed and all those ex-Ravens. It's a lot of plug and fill guys. I think this is kind of Aaron. Yeah, I think this is Aaron Glenn's real last shot. I think we're really moving to that territory. If this is a bad year, I think he's out the door.
Unreal. That's unreal to even think about, that we're going into year 2 and we're like, this is it.
Forget the 2 more years he's got an extension. Yeah, I think this might be it for him. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
Giants, on the other hand, they go ahead and make some great signings. Isaiah Likely will be our tight end. They bring in Greg Newsome, Tremaine Edmonds, Darius Washington, who was a stud last year at safety for Baltimore. So great signings. Other signings around the league as well. Kenneth Walker to the Chiefs. Max Crosby, Baltimore Raven. Mike Evans, San Francisco Finner. Tua, a Falcon.
What a quarterback room. They got a lot of money locked up in 2 guys that aren't very healthy.
If there's something that Kevin Stefanski loves, it's the Hawaiian lefty quarterback.
Yeah, you know what? And it's funny, they're the only all-lefty room in the league right now.
Yes.
1-2 punch.
That's rare. That is rare.
Yeah.
Especially in today's NFL. So we'll talk NFL free agency. Nothing really too major happening today. I did just get a notification literally right as I hit the button that the Bills were talking to Trey Hendrickson. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe we get something. Who knows?
They got a lot of money tied up in that wide receiver room, Stan.
They do. Yes, they do. Daniel Jones is currently working on a long-term deal with Indianapolis.
He wants $50 million. Dude, just take what you were offered, man. I know you're trying to stretch a dollar, but
take the tag.
What are you doing?
Take the tag. Oh my God.
He's setting himself up for failure here.
I've never seen an agent as overly aggressive as Daniel Jones' agent. I don't even know who Daniel Jones' agent is.
Scott Boras bullshit. I mean, maybe it is Boras. It feels like that.
Maybe it is. And speaking of Scott Boras, not necessarily, WBC, United States get a big win
Scott Boras
over
got
Mexico.
His hands in the WBC.
He does have his hand in the WBC because he is not letting his client, Tarek Skubal, pitch in at all in the World Baseball Classic. Tarek Skubal going back to Tiger Spring Training. Recap WBC, Dominican Republic. This is the best lineup ever.
And they are Manny Machado at third. Dude, this team is explosive. They are fun to watch.
It's a fun team. They play Venezuela tomorrow, I believe.
I think so.
I believe so. So they play Venezuela tomorrow.
Shout out Chinese Taipei. Well, quick. Shout out Chinese Taipei, Stan. They were crying after that win.
Yes. Korea. Because the tiebreaker's so stupid because it's like runs and something to do with, I don't know. Korea needed to score like 7 runs exactly or 5 runs exactly to beat Australia to advance to the quarterfinal. They did that. So Korea is going to the quarterfinal. So I believe it's Japan and Korea, the Dominican Republic and Venezuela. The United States takes on Italy tonight. By the time that this episode
McLean pitching
out, by the time this episode's up, that game will already be decided. Nolan McLean pitching for the United States. Are you confident? Vertigo, scary.
Yeah, but you know what? This is a good. I know Italy's not really to be messed with. They kind of had a good WBC, but I like easing them in a little bit into this. Imagine they just threw him straight into the fire and they were like, "Go pitch against Japan." Like I don't. That would have been horrible.
He may have to because he's in line to pitch the championship game.
Well, right. But imagine his first game back. It was just like, "Yo, go throw to Ohtani first batter of the game." Like that's yeah. Like you don't want to do that.
Yes. I don't know if Italy confirmed a starter, but it is, from what we heard, is going to be Aaron Nola. It's either going to be Aaron Nola or Michael Lorenzen. So nice little NL East pitching.
Either way, we should jump on both of them. So let's
for 60 pitches. We should jump on
both of them, though.
Do we have a lineup yet? I wonder. Let me check.
Shout out Cal Raleigh too. Him and Randy Arozarena. There's some beef going on there.
Crazy. Did you see Arozarena's comments after?
Yeah. I was like, fuck him.
I was like, oh shit. It was like, fuck him. He basically called him a scumbag.
And he said he's lucky he has lovely parents who wished him well before the game. Like, that's just... I don't know what's going on over there. Seattle's got some problems.
This is the WBC. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Where else can you get this?
Cal Raleigh pulling a classic Kobe move there.
Yeah, but it's just funny how, like, people, like, want and clamor for, like, a Kobe Bryant, Pau Gasol moment in the Olympics. And then it happens, and everyone's like, well, "Why are only the United States players not shaking hands? Like, what is this?"
I know,
it's like,
but
it's where do we draw the line here?
Well, if it was like someone cool, like I mean, it's Cal Raleigh. No offense, like he's not like he's listen, great catcher
by switch hitter. Tim.
Yeah, but if Bobby Witt did that, you'd be like, yeah, Bobby Witt's Bobby Witt. Like, yeah, that's fine. I just don't. He doesn't have that aura. He doesn't have that aura around him. The argument is
expect, but
I'm just saying the argument is that people were saying, I was hearing, is that Cal Riley's like oralist, so the fact that he was doing something like that felt forced. Like that's what I was hearing in the comments of all those posts.
Okay. That's a fair assumption. Hockey trade deadline. Islanders go get Brayden Schenn. They got a big win over San Jose in overtime. That was a great win. Win. Rangers do not trade Vincent Trocheck. They do trade Sam Carrick to Buffalo.
You're going to get a haul for Trocheck in the offseason, dude. The asking price for centers is through the roof.
That's what I think, but I don't know. I get that this like prospect pool in the draft, like outside of like the top 5, is pretty weak.
Yeah, it's not great.
And also, like, let's keep in mind, Trocheck and Lafreniere have been balling since Panarin got
You guys
moved.
have been winning some games.
We just beat the Flyers.
Yeah. I fear, though, that Adam Fox has one foot out the door.
I think so, too. I think so, too, unfortunately. You know, as I think I said this last week.
Yeah, you did.
The fact that there's, like, people in this fan base happy that Fox is going to be gone, like, they believe that hockey should still be played like it was in the 80s. You're an asshole. Shut up.
He won a Norris. Get over yourself.
He won a Norris. It's a shortened season, but still, that is a Norris Trophy-winning defenseman. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, shortened season's not like Luke Voigt being the home run king. That's not what that means.
That's not,
It's not the same thing.
Yeah. So we'll go over some of the big moves that happened during the trade deadline. And then college basketball. It is conference tournament week for the Power 4 conferences. Tim, both of our schools have a big one tonight. UMass Lowell in the semifinal, Siena in the MAC final, UMass Lowell in the America East final. Forgot to mention the conference. Duke got a big win over North Carolina on Saturday. We got our lick back, but it came at a cost. Caleb Foster with a fracture in his foot, the same one that he broke his freshman year. They said out for the foreseeable future. And essentially, if we make the Final Four, there will be an outside shot that he would play in that. Sucks.
Tape it up.
Patrick Gungba also out for the ACC tournament. They're much more optimistic that he will play in this. It seems like, and I'm going to get more into it when we get to college basketball, it seems like Duke is kind of treating this ACC tournament, which I'm fine with. I don't really care. But
it doesn't matter.
It seems like they're treating this ACC tournament as just like, let's just get everybody healthy. And
you're the Florida Panthers right now, dude. You just need to make it. Like, then you're fine.
Fair. I mean, we could have another Boozer moment. Like, dude, he had 27 and 15. Dude, he's so good.
Yeah, I know he is, but you don't need anything else bad happening in this tournament. Like, God forbid someone else goes down.
I know. So I think we're kind of just treating
it's like you're fighting for your life like Siena just to get, you know, like they need to win.
We are. Siena needs to win tonight.
And Lowell.
But I will say because I think if we do win this tournament, we are the overall one. Like that I believe is a guarantee.
That's a consensus.
Which is
even if you don't, you might be.
Which is a big point, because if you're the overall one, you get preference of region and preference of where you play your first 2 games. Still, for an overall one, we get still for a 1 seed, I believe we get preference. I still think we're in this Eastern region, so whatever happens.
I think no matter what, you're fine, dude.
Yeah, I think we're fine. Just get Gungba healthy for tournament time, and we'll be okay. That's all I'm that's all I'm kind of focused about right now. But we're going to preview some conference tournaments. I have some good value picks, very good value picks if you want them.
Fuck UMBC.
All right, you're hating on the Terriers.
Yeah, it's all about Lowell, baby.
All about Lowell. Oh boy, I am not ready for your disappointment.
Stan, listen, when we played them last time, I know we got shelled, but we were the favorites going into the game. So, take it with a grain of salt. Yeah. We're the 4 seed for a reason. We're the 4 seed for a reason. I think it's 6.5 spread today. That's not terrible.
Yes, it is at 6.5, which isn't bad. But you also got blown out in both meetings against them.
Oh, I know. So I know. Listen, it wasn't great. It wasn't great. But we're a more polished team. That Albany win brought us together. I think we're kind of in a good spot now, especially with the guard play. So I'm kind of like what we're doing.
You got to hit your threes.
Oh, if we are so undersized, Stan. If we don't hit our threes, we lose.
Those 2 games, you went 9 of 47 from 3.
Buddy, I was at the second one. I watched how many threes they missed.
9 of 47 from 3. Like that's
Who do you guys got today?
Siena?
Yeah.
Merrimack. They're the 1 seed. Their coach is
you're our rival. That's our rival. You gotta get him.
Is their coach is a hot commodity in the carousel, so he might be getting the Boston College job.
He doesn't have the experience though.
Yeah, but we'll see.
Siena's got the experience on their hand.
This is the first time and for those that don't know, I worked Siena basketball games. I sat at the table.
He was there every time.
Starting my junior year. My junior year, they won 4 games. They won 4 games. Great. It was miserable going to work every day. I was sitting there watching college basketball, and I was like, I don't want to do this. I'm miserable watching this terrible basketball team play. Next year, they hired Jerry McNamara. It was fun going to work. They were good. They weren't as great as they are right now, but it was all right, I could have some. This year, and it's crazy because they were awful at home this year. On the road, they've been fantastic, which is crazy.
Yeah,
crazy.
Listen, and it's playing in your hands this game. Go get the job done, dude. It's your time.
We'll dive more into college basketball. We're still in the intro.
The Maction again. The Maction's taking.
The Maction just in my body. It's sad. Honestly, you know what? Siena needs to win this only because this is the last year that this conference will be named the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference.
They need it.
They need to have, and Merrimack just joined the conference last year. We need an OG MAC team winning that title.
Let the new guys win. That's what I'm saying.
We cannot let a newcomer win this.
You're a blue blood MAC, Stan. The Siena Saints are a blue blood MAC, and if we're gonna let this new yuppie coming in here take it on, we don't need that. We want the real. We're bleeding green. I'm wearing it right now. I'm repping both right now.
Do you want to sing the alma mater?
I don't know the
I'm kidding. I'm not singing it for everyone's sake. I'm not singing it.
It's Maction, baby.
It's Maction. It's Maction. It's the last Maction. I'm still gonna call it Maction next year. By the way, I'm refusing to call it whatever new name it's gonna be.
Imagine it's just I don't even know, some extended Mac or something. It's still the Mac somehow.
I think it's gonna be the Metro. That's I don't nothing. That's my guess. I think it's
the Macintosh.
The Metro. The Macintosh, it's a fucking 90s Apple computer. Sure. Yeah, sure. The Macintosh. I wouldn't put it past that conference and that leadership to name
That's what I'm saying, right? The more you think about it, the more you're like, it's not off the table.
This isn't out of the realm of possibility. All right. Let's dive right into it. Jesus, I was not expecting MAC basketball talk.
It's a big day,
right away.
Stan.
It is a big
Tuesday,
day.
It's a big day.
It's a big day. It is a very big day. All right, let's dive right into it. NFL free agency. Tim, do you want to start with the Giants or Jets? Do you want to start around the league, then go Giants or Jets?
I think we should start with Giants and Jets. It hits home most, so we can go down the big ones.
Yes. Let's start with the Giants. Love it. Love it. I like everything about it, especially the Isaiah Likely signing. You get a tight end. He's young. He's 25 years old. It also goes to show you that the issues in Baltimore were more Todd Monken and front office based rather than it being John Harbaugh based. So a lot of Harbaugh guys going, including Likely Stout, the punter. We just made him the highest paid punter in the league.
There's a lot of problems in Baltimore right now, dude.
Well, not anymore. They just got Max Crosby, but with that old regime, it seems like a lot of issues were arising.
Well, just locker room stuff. I was hearing stuff about Kyle Hamilton on Twitter. It was a bunch of maybe.
Yeah,
it was
I heard
smoke,
about that too. A lot of smoke with that going on, but we'll get to the Ravens later because right now that defense is fucking loaded.
Yeah.
The Isaiah Likely signing I like, gives Dart a new weapon. You can kind of not only is he a great receiving tight end, he's also a great blocking tight end too. What else? Stout, the punter. Love it. Love it. We needed an emphasis on special teams. John Harbaugh is a special teams guy. We cannot have a shitty special teams with a Harbaugh as your head coach. Can't happen. Can't happen. Love it.
I mean, listen, it's what
Why
New York's known
Graham
for.
Gano's still on the roster, though, is a bit concerning.
You can address those problems somewhere else, but another day. But I'm saying special teams has always been a bright spot for New York. Let's be honest here. We pride ourselves in the special teams, Dan.
Yeah, your best player just left for Atlanta. Your best offensive player just left.
It's tough to see Nick Folk go again. I emphasis on the again because he's 40. He's like 45 years old. I mean, he's been doing this for years, and this is his second time around with the Jets. But yeah, tough to see him go.
What other signings? The Tremaine Edmonds signing, I loved. I remember being heartbroken when he signed with the Bears because I thought the Giants were primed to get him. Bears cut him. Good leadership. Linebacker was a major struggle. Good replacement for Bobby Okereke.
Years too late. We'll see.
We also re-signed Micah McFadden, which is huge. He got hurt last year. As long as I do not have to see Darius Muasau play football, I am more than okay with what's going on with the linebacker position. Secondary, a Greg Newsome, great low risk, high reward guy. Because
I think he got for $8 million?
I think it was 7.5.
That's nothing, dude.
Yeah, it's nothing, and especially if he does well, then you can re-sign him. We're trying to.
You needed help anywhere in that secondary.
Yes.
So bringing anyone in is an upgrade.
That's the reality of it. And that's what we did with Darius Washington too. So he was a good pickup too, especially for a cheap 1 year deal. So like how we're building the foundation of that secondary, like how we're getting Dart more targets with the way that free agency went, it seems like Carnell Tate is going to be the guy because we don't necessarily need an edge rusher. Linebacker's kind of dead now just because we have Edmonds, so it seems like Sonny Styles is kind of out of the picture. It seems like it's going to be Carnell Tate.
I think so too. I think you're pretty much set up front on the sides, up the middle. I think that's kind of what you're lining up to do. You need to go out and if you can get a premier cornerback right now, Stan. Like I know it sucks.
I wish we could, but the market sucks.
It sucks. I know it sucks, but if you could have got one before the market went like this, that's what I'm saying. I mean, the miss out on McDuffie is kind of what's for me. If I was a Giants fan, that would really irk. The extension is crazy, but
no, the conflicting reports though there were some because there were some that were saying the Giants were in on him. There were some saying that the Giants weren't even talking to the Chiefs about McDuffie.
But how much would he have helped?
A lot, and it sucks. But I did say that the reports that were saying that the Giants were in on him, the deciding factor was the Rams throwing in their first round pick, and the Giants are in absolutely no position to throw in their first round pick this year. I think that was kind of the that was the kicker there. Hey, what are you gonna do? It's nice to see that we're in on these guys, but I really like what we're building here. I like what we're building a lot.
You guys didn't spend too much either, right?
We didn't spend a lot either. That's also a big point. We didn't spend a lot, even though
Which means you got a lot left. Like you can still go out and do something.
Yeah, and I know it's like so crazy, but like I literally did like a Tiger Woods fist bump when we signed Stout.
Oh, Nashawn Wright to the Jets, 1 year deal, nice. 5 interceptions last year. That helps. There you go. There you go. That's the point. And now let's go to the Jets. Let's go to the Jets. So here's the thing. You bring in there were a lot. You bring in Minka Fitzpatrick, and who had 1 interception last year, which would have led the Jets. So it's again upgrade.
So you have that. So you bring Minka Fitzpatrick, 29 years old, still pretty effective, but it's an inoffensive move on its face, even if he's lost some of his game-breaking instincts that he had before. DeMario Davis, the guy's 37 years old.
Yeah, that one was, you know what, like, you need a veteran presence at linebacker. He was there before, I get it. But again, that was my point earlier to you where I said, is it, did they get him too late? I think we got him a little too late here. I think this might be the last of it.
I understand that you want to, overload this defense with veterans.
He had a good year last year.
Just with how bad this defense was, because still, you had 0 interceptions.
We need some structure. We definitely need some defensive structure.
But schematically, it's such a broad mix of play styles.
Oh, it's all over the place. It's all over the place.
It's just so all over the place. And it's just interesting for an Aaron Glenn defense that focuses on the rush. But, I mean, Joseph Asai is sort of a great signing. But then you sign Kingsley Enagbare. He's the complete opposite of what Joseph Asai is.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't understand. I like it. They're great names. I like it, but it's just
it doesn't have that fit that you would.
Confusing.
Yeah, it is a little confusing. But they're improving on paper the holes they had last year, which is that's again on paper that's great. This may turn out to be a Le'Veon Bell situation where the name sounds better than it actually turns out to be.
And then now you lose AVT. He goes to New England.
That's a tough loss.
John Simpson goes to Baltimore, and now you need to rehaul this interior offensive line.
Yeah, we are really thin at guard right now.
It seems like it's going to be Nawi Goa too.
Yeah, again, and this is what we were talking about earlier, Stan. To go forward, you got to go backwards, but I feel like we're taking a little too many steps backwards right now.
It seems I don't think Geno's going backwards. He's going from one situation that had their offensive line in hell to another.
Yeah, it's sort of the same thing. I think, again, with now we can talk about the Geno thing. Bringing in Geno, it's a safety pickup. I get it because I
like it. Can I say that I like it?
I kind of like it too. So
by the Jet. Okay, so
because Carson Wentz was the other option. Could even play football was a question.
They're still looking at Carson Wentz as a possible backup option.
I don't understand this connection with Frank Reich and Carson Wentz is a shell of himself, man. He can't even move. His arm is toast.
I don't know what's gonna happen there. It should be a pretty funny year in Jetland, but I like the Geno Smith signing. I feel like he kind of fits the Frank Reich offense of just pocket passer.
Yeah,
it's
feel
different,
general.
and now you can turn to the Carolina stuff where it's oh well, Bryce Young didn't work. Well, Bryce Young's 5'11". How tall is Geno? Geno's pretty big guy for a quarterback.
Yeah, and he's also a wily veteran now. He's been in the league for a long time.
And the second wave of Geno Smith's career continues.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting move. Again, I like the cap wise, but it's only going to be a 1.45 hit because they are still paying out. The Raiders are still paying the majority of his contract for next year, so it's really not a big hit cap wise. I know 2024 was decent. He had 4,000 yards, but Seattle moved on from him. They didn't even want to keep him. Then he goes to LA last year. He had 19 touchdowns, 17 interceptions. It was really bad. I mean, it was a really, really bad year for Geno Smith. I think in the last 3 years, he leads the league in interceptions by a long shot, which is not great. But why I like it, Stan, is because if we are going to bring a young guy in, Geno's got a lot of experience being a field general.
Yeah.
He could teach a young quarterback some stuff he wouldn't be able to pick up from another younger guy. So I kind of like it as a bridge guy because you're not wasting a lot. They gave up a 7th round guy.
Is it Arch season? Or is it?
I'm fearful the Jets are going to win 7 games this year, and we're really we might be stuck with something else.
Holy shit! I was thinking that. Oh my god!
I'm thinking upside here. I'm thinking maybe they could win 6 or 7 games, and you kind of play yourself out of that spot. So I don't know what they're going to do. But
and now the Nahshon Wright signing, good value. It's a cheap contract. Has had 5 more interceptions than the entire team did.
Which is a huge upgrade.
Which is a big upgrade.
And Brandon Stevens was not going to be a premier number 1 corner. No. I know, Steven, you need help there. You need help there.
The reason why it was so... I was just looking at Twitter. Some Jet account was why did he go for so cheap if he had 5 interceptions this year? Someone said he is the Jameis Winston of cornerbacks, where he's just so terrible in coverage, but he just makes great plays on the ball. So...
anything helps. Anything helps.
You got interceptions? Sign of the dotted line.
Please.
I think if you're Darren Muji, I think that's just how
they gave that to Diggs.
Operate. They gave it to Diggs. That's how Trayvon Diggs got his money. You made plays on the ball.
He got cut, but they gave it to him.
Yeah, all because he wanted to spend Christmas with his family, and Schottenheimer wouldn't let him.
Yeah, you know what? I don't even know how. I don't know how to
Forgot about that. Yep, forgot about that. Okay, let's look at the signings. Some takeaways from this from the first day of NFL free agency. The Rams are shocker, but the Rams are fucking all in. Especially they just boosted up that secondary with McDuffie. They signed him to a big extent. I believe they signed him to a big extension.
I can confirm that. Let me see.
Yeah. Well, it's Jalen Watson, his ex-Chiefs teammate, they also signed him for a 3-year deal for $51 million. This trade, the McDuffie trade, I know we talked about it last week, but it kind of reminded me of the trade that they made for Jalen Ramsey 2 years before they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you know what this kind of reminds me of now, the situation that they're in? The Rams. This is like Brady on the Bucks. Like, they're kind of just gearing up for the last run they got with Stafford. I mean,
Stafford just won MVP.
No, I know. And Brady was Brady when he went to the Bucks, so he still was an elite quarterback. How old's Stafford now, though? He's 38, and he's had arm problems. So how much longer could he possibly be a quarterback? Dude, he had Tommy John surgery. Like, I don't know any other quarterback that really had TJ catches up to you, man. Father Time catches up to you when you have TJ. So
Brock Purdy had Tommy John.
He's young.
Stafford is 30. Turned 38 in February. He'll be 39 next year.
It's really how much longer does he want to do this is what I'm kind of thinking, right?
It seems like this is the last go-around for Matt Stafford.
Right, exactly. So I think they're just gearing up to what, this is it. Let's go win it. Like, we're going to win it again.
On the defensive side, I mean, it addressed the biggest weakness on the defense, and because Emmanuel Forbes and Kobe Durant were very, very underwhelming, and now they have defensive backs that are physical, they're very versatile, they can play on the perimeter of the field. Trent McDuffie can be used in the slot. He's great in the run game.
Can be used
anywhere.
Only 20.
Also, he's also 25 years old too. By the way,
it's not that's like a long time. This guy has been
like an experienced veteran. No, like he's 25, and now he's making $124 million over the next 5 years. And also, LA led the league in snaps with 6 or more defensive backs on the field. So you're gonna see Watson and McDuffie on the field together all the time, especially with Chris Shula's scheme. The fact that they got away with this carousel, not losing Chris Shula, is mind-boggling to me, and I am amazed that the Rams get one more year to run it back with Chris Shula. Now they are an immediate, and I would assume that they're the favorite to win the NFC.
If they weren't already.
They weren't already, exactly. And now we're looking to, I mean, you have the league's most efficient offense next to an elite defense. Come on.
Yeah, we thought it was going to work last year. They lost. I think this is the year they're really gearing up to win. I think this
and
is.
I said they were going to make the Super Bowl. They were went away from going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think this year they do.
I think they do. And now on the AFC side, we may have a perennial contender in Baltimore because they just traded for Max Crosby. And now Jesse Minter has a new toy to play with. And this, I think, is the most impactful move that an AFC team has made this offseason. Because the defense is good, and it had its issues last year. Now I think with Minter, he gets to tweak a little bit of things. Still Kyle Hamilton.
Maybe the best edge rusher in football.
Yeah. The fact that the thing that this defense was missing was pass rush, this is a big swing. And now you get a guy at the tail end of his prime, and it's sort of like deviated from as Tim is running to the bathroom. And now you get a chance to really build an elite defense within the next couple of seasons, especially with the AFC so wide open. We don't know how Patrick Mahomes is going to come back. We don't know if Josh Allen is still going to have. We don't know if Josh Allen and the Bills are going to have a down year that they had last year. And then on the West side of things, we don't know if the Broncos can really repeat. They didn't really make any moves. The Chargers, same thing. So I would think, compare it to the McDuffie trade that LA made. Crosby's on the tail end of his prime. He's, has a lot of mileage on his body, and he's played a lot of snaps. Crosby's just one of 4 players with more than 2,000 pass rush snaps since 2022. And his body could start breaking down on him, but the upside is there. And for the first time in his career, he finally gets to be on a team with a star quarterback, other all-pro talent on his defense with Kyle Hamilton, and it gives them a legit pass rusher that they haven't really had since Terrell Suggs.
It's been a while.
It's been a while,
and that's what they've been missing. I feel like that's really what they've been missing.
That's exactly what they've been missing, and it gives them this type of edge because, and I said this when you were gone, Tim. It feels like the AFC's still kind of wide open. Like, we don't know how the Chiefs are going to come back with Bieniemy running the offense again. We don't know if the Bills are going to have a down year like they had last year. Because I'll be honest, DJ Moore doesn't move the needle for me.
No, and they're paying a lot in that receiving room. So
yeah, and they're giving them a lot. And we don't know, are the Patriots going to have a fallback? And that division, and that AFC North is wide open too. Steelers don't have a quarterback. The Bengals just refuse to upgrade that offensive line and defense for some reason.
Nobody knows what the Bengals are doing. I don't know what they're like. What is their plan?
I don't know what I don't think they even have a plan. And I think right now, favorite for the Super Bowl, I think we're looking at a Rams-Ravens Super Bowl.
I think that's probably what the favorite is.
Yeah, I'm too lazy to go on DraftKings right now, but I'll
well, it's early. It is early, but yeah, I think right now it's probably the favorite.
But it finally gives like an elite pass rusher, because I know the Ravens had Owe for a bit, but like this is the first guy since Suggs where we've been like, holy shit, the Ravens finally have something. My one and
I'm not gonna Crosby, I'm not gonna make the jump stand. He might be better than Suggs. Like I know Suggs, he might be.
Could be. We'll see what happens. I have a very funny story about Terrell Suggs, but I'm not going to comment on that. And I think Tim may know what I'm talking about, but I'm not going to say it.
I might. If you bring it up again, I probably know.
It does not involve Terrell. It doesn't involve Terrell Suggs directly, if that makes sense.
If you said it, I'd probably remember.
Yes, you will. I mean, I don't know.
Top him down early.
God.
Are they going to get relegated real quick?
I was just going to say, are they going to get fucking relegated?
They can't have that stadium and not be in the Premier League. Like I don't think people understand how ridiculous it would be if they got
relegated.
They have the biggest
80,000 seat stadium.
They have the biggest matchups coming up of the year down like the next 2 weeks, and it's all against the teams under the relegation line. They can't lose to a single. If they lose to one of them, they're done. Like they're done.
They are screwed. They are completely screwed. College football news: Ohio State and Matt Patricia have agreed to an extension to continue being the defensive coordinator for Ohio State. He is now the highest paid assistant in college football. 3.7.
How did you earn that?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I mean, the defense did its thing in that. I gave it his
NFL resume alone should just deter you from wanting him remotely. Yeah.
All right, so let's go to the quarterbacks. So before that negotiation period opened, it was seemingly so that Malik Willis was going to get $30 million a year because the Dolphins and the Cardinals just badly needed a quarterback.
In crazy small sample size for the contract.
$7.5 million, $22.5 per year. He's making slightly more than Justin Fields. So,
which is ridiculous because how the fuck is Fields making that much money?
As of today, Kyler Murray is still on the market, and he's reportedly being coveted by the Colts and the Vikings as a low-risk hedge to Daniel Jones or J.J. McCarthy. And Geno Smith just got traded.
McCarthy must be
I don't
nervous.
Know. And it seems like that there's no traction on the Kirk Cousins market either. And who we all thought like, hey, that could be a backup option for some team. I couldn't tell you. I mean, it means that there's probably going to be fewer contracts to look at, and it's probably a good thing that these teams aren't really looking at these quarterbacks, because look at the lessons teams have learned over the past few seasons, like Detroit, Tampa Bay, Indianapolis before Daniel Jones got hurt, Seattle. Like, they've put on impressive runs by making big splashes at quarterback, with Detroit getting Goff, Tampa getting Baker, the Colts with Daniel Jones, the Seahawks with Darnold. That's the prime example. And
well, yeah, look what they had with Geno. They go get Darnold.
The result of that is the mid-tier quarterback market. And if Kyler and Tua just sign with the Vikings, if they succeed on their next op, and we'll get to Tua later, the league, I think that there's going to be opportunities for these like young cast-offs who need a change of scenery and less pressure to really carry a franchise.
Well, and I think that's sort of like it proves the point that these NFL teams can't develop young quarterback talent. Like, these guys need time. A lot of these young guys, like,
Yeah.
again, Darnold, prime example. It didn't work out his first few years. He needed years to adjust and really learn an NFL game and how to play in the NFL. And they still, like, they pan out. It just takes a while. Like, these younger guys that you're writing off so early, what's his face? Anthony Richardson, like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's going to.
I'm shocked no one's
That's
at
me
least
too.
giving him a shot.
But I'm saying, like, a guy like that is someone you go out and you give a chance to and just let him develop a little bit, even as a backup. Look what Baker did. I mean, Baker's the real prime example of this. They wrote Baker off. He played it. He was doing practice reps with the defense for Carolina. Now he's a starting quarterback for them. Like, I mean, just look what happens. But you got to give him a chance. And I think that's that brought him up, but he's the guy. Give him a chance.
Real quick, we have a lineup for the United States. Witt at short, Gunnar Henderson playing third, Judge, Schwarber, Will Smith, Roman Anthony, Paul Goldschmidt, Ernie Clement, PCA.
Goldschmidt?
Well, here's the thing, and I think I mentioned this. DeRosa's got to give everybody at least like a start because teams are not going to be happy with their player going away for 3 weeks and not getting any reps.
I think you could give Goldschmidt a little bit of an exception, though. I mean, he's been around. He's not a young.
All right. Settle down.
Not for you. I'm just saying he's 40 years old. I think how many more reps does he need? I think he's good to go. Like I think he can plug and play him anywhere.
All right. The Colts. Speaking of the Colts, I think the biggest domino left in this free agency market for a potential extension is Daniel Jones. And it was reported by Sports Illustrated.
Got left? Alec Pierce. Jesus fucking Christ.
Wow. But now we could get to let's just go to Alec Pierce. So
where would we start otherwise? 4 years, $116 million.
His contract value is the same, is ahead of T. Higgins, Jalen Waddle, Nico Collins. This guy caught 47 passes.
Stan, his value is $4 million less than Amon-Ra St. Brown.
That's insane. That's ridiculous. I mean, hey, I think he's a good receiver. Like he makes great
emphasis on
catches.
The good though. How do you get $84 million guaranteed?
Unless he has like an all-pro season in the next couple of years that we're not going to see coming.
Yeah, like that's why. Like unless the receiver market was just so bad that this was all they could do, and this was and like you said, unless they see something we don't, I don't get it.
Like we're looking like this is like almost paying your seventh man. Like put it in NBA terms. Like this is like paying your seventh man.
Yeah, and paying him a lot of money. Like this was the Cavs when they were in this way over the second apron. This was DeAndre Hunter getting $100 million a year. Like that's what we're looking at right now.
Yeah, and also to create enough cap space, the Colts had to trade Michael Pittman to Pittsburgh.
Which is crazy. Like that's my thing. Like, what is the point of all this? Like, you're creating so much cap space for one guy. Like, I feel like they're getting worse. I don't know if it's just me.
Yeah. They also let Kwity Paye walk. He left in free agency. He's going to Vegas.
They're confusing the hell out of me, Stan.
It's pretty confusing. I'm confused as well. I don't know how that's going to go. San Francisco, they bring in Mike Evans, 3 years, $60 million.
Tampering as fuck.
Yeah. The guarantees are low, and it allows them to have some long-term flexibility. So if he turns into Kevin Garnett in the Nets, you can kind of cut him and just be like, thank you for your service. That is also apparent. I feel like that restraint was also apparent with Trent Williams, who also wants a new deal, but hasn't really been able to gain much traction with the Niners on a contract. And it seems like the Niners are just practicing patience and trusting that Shanahan can just can make a top 10 offense out of anything. And even though he's working with a unit that's old and very short on depth, I mean, it worked last year, but how far can your luck really run out?
Yeah, that's
how far can your luck run out? I mean, they seem content with riding with this core again.
It's just been a confusing offseason in my mind.
Odd with San Francisco. Like I see the vision.
It's kind of blurry though.
Yeah, I don't know. But also, if you're the Bucks, like Mike Evans is the greatest Tampa Bay Buccaneer of all time. Argue a wall. Don't care what anybody says.
Shout out Mike Morrissey.
Yes, he did say to me. He basically was like it's sad to see him go. Like he is the greatest. He is the greatest Buck of all time. But it was time. And I don't think you want to give. I mean, the Niners just did, but I don't think if you're the Bucks, you would. And also, more of a Todd Bowles thing too, if you ask me. But
Well, are they?
I think he wanted to say. I think them not firing Todd Bowles and giving him one last shot was pretty apparent.
Right. I think that. Well, was kind of like. Do you think that if this doesn't work out this year for the Bucks, they tearing it down? Like,
but you know what that does mean, though. Emeka Egbuka's stock is as high as it could be, baby.
For fantasy owners, that's
dude.
That's the guy.
It's as high as it can be right now.
Could Baker potentially be on the market in the next few years?
How many years left does he have? Yeah, Tim, check that while we'll be figured that. Well, get to Dallas. So the Cowboys, they were traded for Rashawn Gary. It addressed its need for an impact edge rusher. They also agreed to terms with Jalen Thompson. That's a big above average, another good above average player in the secondary. And they still have the draft capital to draft a cornerback or get someone in the front seven in April. So,
wow, I was right. Okay,
he's got a year left.
Stant, I think this is it. I think he's a UFA after this year.
Oh,
it was
shit.
What didn't he? In 24, he signed a 3-year, $100 million contract, right? Yeah. So.
Yes. Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah, you're right.
So yeah. So I think they might be tearing it down to the stud.
23 was Jets.
Are they I don't know. This is out of left field, and this is I have nothing to back this up.
Let's
going to get Baker next year would be nice, man. I wouldn't.
Let's wait till week 10, and then we can kind of start up the conversation.
I'm getting it. Well, yeah, we just got Geno. I got to think for something else. Like
you got to think for something now. Yeah, but the Cowboys. I mean, if the offense stays explosive, which I mean, Dak's got something to. What happened? Oh, no.
It's 3-0 in the Tottenham game. My brother just texted me, he goes, you really think Tottenham's not getting relegated? It's 3-0. It's 15 minutes in. They're playing Atletico Madrid in the Champions League. They're getting smoked. Like, this is it. We're going to be playing in in English League One? Like, what are we doing? Like, what is this?
God, unbelievable.
I hate to divert with the Tottenham news, but this is a mess, dude. If anyone's having a worse season, it's a Tottenham
15 minutes. Unfucking believable. What the fuck?
That's brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal.
If that Cowboys offense stays explosive and the defense is just decent.
If they are a middle of the pack defense, they're a good team. But they're not. And
they're a good team. And they could be a team to watch in the NFC. They could be.
But they just lost what's-his-face to the Raiders because he said, I trust my gut more. He was offered the same contract as the Cowboys offered him the same deal. I forget who. I just read a story on this.
Well, speaking of Vegas, we'll get to them right now. So you bring in they got some good guys, dude. I mean,
they have a great Linderbaum. They had a great offseason.
Steps forward in just competence. Like they look competent. Linderbaum signs for 3 years, $81 million.
Nakobe Dean.
He wasn't on the Cowboys. He was on the Eagles.
No, but it was up between the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys offered him the same exact contract, and he decided he liked the Raiders' future better than the Cowboys, which is crazy that we're saying this right now.
Yeah, that's insane to think about. But yeah, Linderbaum signs for a 3-year, $81 million contract. It's functional.
Huge.
It's basically a fully guaranteed contract. He's gonna improve that run game a lot.
Well, Gentry's gonna have a year.
You're going to get Fernando Mendoza, a top center in football. That's great. And you also added you add Quay Walker, you add Nakobe Dean. They used to play together at Georgia. They're on 3-year deals.
They're back.
Jalen Naylor's a solid receiver to get. Quiddy Pay, Taron Johnson is a good secondary guy. They're not a serious team yet, but they filled the holes, and they're gonna be it's gonna be a respectable product that's gonna go on that field. And you have 4 first-round picks for the next 2 drafts. It doesn't seem as hopeless as it was a couple months ago.
Yeah, they're geared up to be the new Carolina Panthers. I'm kind of liking what they're doing.
I like what I'm seeing, especially with Kubiak as the head coach. He's gonna be calling that offense. And now, if we want to go to Tennessee. So, dude, this is Brian Dable and Robert Saleh just written all over it. So, they add in John Franklin Myers. They bring in Alontae Taylor, Cordell Flott, former Giant. Apparently, he was going to go back to the Giants, and then the Titans just upped that ante by a lot, and he was just like, all right, I'm going there. Those additions should make the Titans' defense better equipped to stop the run, and they could change up their coverage looks on the perimeter of the field. And obviously every stop that defense is going to make will be better for Cam Ward, and you can add in Jermaine Johnson with that, who they traded for. The defense looks to be taking shape as with Robert Saleh calling the plays. Also, the Titans bring in Wan'Dale Robinson as well.
They're not there yet, but they're making strides.
Yeah. And then Tua found a safe lane. He found a pretty safe landing. And
what is up with that team and wanting beat up lefty quarterbacks?
I don't know. But so Tua got cut. He is a post-June 1st release, so that's basically for financial purposes. So they can spread the $99 million cap hit around over the next 2 years. So they're not. It's like paid shipping.
Yeah,
pay $9.99 1 month. Yeah, there you go. And he quickly landed with the Falcons on a 1-year deal on a vet minimum. And honestly, I think this is the best outcome for all parties involved.
Probably, but I just don't I don't know. I don't know how this could go so south so quickly. Like both those guys could be hurt by week 4.
I just think the piano's just off everyone's back where it's like, okay, like it's over.
Yeah, but Tua's still he's got to prove he could be there's a lot of stress going into the season. Like he's fighting for his life in the NFL at this point.
Who knows? He could be sort of the Daniel Jones of this season where he's in a low stakes situation. He can revive his career. Penix is recovering from a torn ACL. Tua, the path is there for Tua to be the starting quarterback for week 1, and he doesn't really have he doesn't have expectations to win right away. And it's hard not to believe that he's a fit in this Stefanski West Coast offense where he's going to be playing with some structure and he's going to find his best receivers. And and it's probably what the Falcons thought they were going to get from Ritter and Cousins and Penix over the past 5 years. And if Tua is just even if he's just good in that role, he could, let's say the Falcons suck, he could be a trade asset, or he could take the job from Penix outright. But here's the thing: if he struggles in a new system, he's still going to be paid pretty well just to be a journeyman across the league.
Yeah, I'm curious now to see if this was just a Miami thing where they don't play well in cold weather or a Tua thing, but this is really, he's not going to have those games in the 80-degree weather. Oh, they scored again?
Yeah.
No, I thought we had a shot. Jeez. Okay, well, you know what? Now that you're bringing it up, real quick, they need to figure this out. I don't know if it's like the transfer. We didn't get the transfers, obviously. We lost Eze, who scored 4 hat tricks against us this year with Arsenal. I can't even watch those games. Thomas Frank was probably the worst hire in Premier League history. That guy was a tool bag, and now they got this interim guy. Archie Gray is the only good fucking footballer we have, where Charleston barely plays. I understand we're hurt, but what's Madison going to do in this lineup? What's Kulusevski going to... Those guys wouldn't do anything. This team stinks. Christian Romero wants out. He's the only good player we have. And he gets suspended every other game. How many red cards he takes. This is rock bottom. If you're a Tottenham fan, it can't get lower than this. Usually we hang around the top 10. I have never seen... This is on the cusp of 17. We are this close to getting out. We might not be playing Premier League football. So I'm leaving it at that. Whatever. I'm turning the noties off. I don't need anything. We're going to lose 15-0, but
Flannery's will stay open though. That is
it's never going to close. There's too many Tottenham fans for it to close. But what, are we going to go there and be miserable? Imagine we were there right now.
Honestly, I think Flannery's would be fun if we're just dominating second league guys.
Oh, that'd be sweet. It would be awesome. But right, imagine we're there. Imagine we're there right now. We're getting about 22 minutes into the match.
I can't. I can't. All right. Last signing from football. The Chiefs go get Kenneth Walker.
I hate this.
Here's the thing. I'm still not optimistic on Kansas City.
There's a lot to be pessimistic about, but a healthy Mahomes with a run game.
The defense takes a step back because you lose McDuffie, you lose Watson, Brian Cook's gone. You still don't really have a premier edge rusher, and Spags needs to do everything that he can to maximize this unit on defense because there is, outside of Chris Jones, there is no star on this defense.
Yeah.
And on offense, listen, the Kenneth Walker signing made sense.
It gives him a legitimate run game.
Why was this offseason the time to spend on a running back. And
they rushed it a little bit.
I think that Kenneth Walker is great. He deserves that money. Won Super Bowl MVP, had the best season of his career, and he can bring in a run game that the Chiefs haven't had in the Mahomes era. But paying him $14 million a year only makes sense if they believe that they have a top offensive line in football, and they don't. And if Mahomes is even healthy going into this season, that teams are just going to box the run and make Mahomes kind of be a playmaker.
Yeah, well, we've seen him do it before, but I think that's kind of their goal here. Is if they can truly establish a run game and take some pressure, like if defenses start having to play more run defense style, like, and Mahomes could open up the field a little bit, they could be dangerous offensively. I think, but also, this is just real quick going back to it's not really a Jets thing, but how can Breece Hall be upset getting franchise tagged at 14.2 and Kenneth Walker signs for 14? Like, that blows my mind. Like, how are you upset with that? The guy who just won Super Bowl MVP just signed a $14 million contract. I understand you want more. You think you deserve more. Yeah. You're making 14.2 this year. Like, relax.
Yeah. The Chiefs just got to show me something. As I'm quoting the drunk guy at the Deshaun Jackson, at the last game at the old Giants Stadium, where he was just drunk and we were getting blown out by Jake Delhomme. And this guy was just like, show me something. They got to show me something. They have to show me something.
Especially after last year. I get it.
Yeah, I don't know. They got to show me. All right. No signings broken yet. Let's go to the NHL. Rangers do not trade Vincent Trocheck. It seems like that's either going to be an off-season thing. He has been performing. Off-season thing. I will say, him and Lafreniere have looked pretty well considering ever since Panarin left. Like, Lafreniere's a point-a-game player.
Yeah, it's opened the ice up a little bit more for those two. And the team's been playing well, too. I mean, you guys are on a winning streak here.
We are on a winning streak. Perreault's been playing great hockey.
Are you happy or upset about you're kind of playing yourself out of a pick spot here? I mean,
I don't care. I just don't. I'm at the point where like wherever we are, we're gonna be. Like that's it.
It's the NHL too. It's not like Schaefer and Celebrity. Those are like you get like one. You don't.
The
see those guys.
Schaefer one hurt just because like if
that
we
was
beat
all completely. It was all completely you. Like if you won that game, you would. If we won that game, you would have had it. But
if it becomes like a common thing, like what the Giants do, then I'm gonna have an issue. But we'll see.
Yeah, I'm curious.
We'll see what happens.
I'm curious how this offseason looks for them because there's a lot they can do and a lot they might do. I mean, we've seen how Chris Drury works. Like he's not afraid to do anything. But at the same time, like they could do nothing and you could go into the next season with the same team and it's like, is that going to work?
The same team and yeah. I mean, the Trocheck thing is ideal. I mean, Perreault's been playing great hockey. I mentioned before. I think we just got to get younger, you know? And I think I know he hasn't really been this guy to build around, but I think it's kind of time to start building around this forward group around Alexis Lafreniere.
I mean, that's kind of the setback for you guys. The number one overall pick who didn't pan out like a Schaefer, like a Celebrity, but he's still young. Like he's still a young guy.
Yeah, and Matt Mugno.
And Liam Greentree, like you say, Stan, Liam Greentree's a whiskey drinker. Like that guy's going to come in and...
Whiskey drinker. And Matt Mugno, I think, said it best. Like here's the thing. He also tweeted, this is since the trade, since the Panarin trade. Lafreniere in 10 games, 5 goals, 5 assists, 10 points. Trocheck, 1 goal, 9 assists, 10 points in 9 games played. Panarin in 7 games played, 2 goals, 6 assists, 8 points. 7 games played. Something there. There is something there. Trocheck's on a 5-game point streak. Or is that 7 points in 5 games?
And you know what, Stan? If he closes out the season hot, like really hot, and then you go into the offseason with a guy, Vinny Trocheck, who put up like 75 points, and then you're like, oh shit, like I could trade this guy for a lot.
Matt Mugno brought up a great point where, like, that game last night against the Flyers, it exemplified like why Lafreniere is just the most frustrating player on this roster. Because where does this playmaking go for like 40 games, 40 or 50 games? Like
it's
the
frustrating.
Highs look good. Like the highs are there. It's just the lows are just couldn't be lower.
Yeah. And you want to hear something funny?
There's something there. There's something there.
I think I screenshotted this. I hope I did. Maybe I didn't. Oh, it was a post on Instagram, but it was back when the Rangers were in for Eichel, like way back in that Eichel trade, and they wouldn't give up like Philip Hedl and Brendan Othman because they were so high on both those
look
guys.
How that turned out.
I mean,
I did see this. Yes.
Yeah, that's just looking back on stuff like that hurts, man. Like Othman, he should have panned out.
Where'd he go? Calgary. He should have panned out, yeah. But
I think whatever.
So. Yeah, but that's. I mean, I like how the Rangers are doing right now. I mean, will fuck us out of the top pick probably, but who cares?
Listen, play for pride. Play for pride.
Play for pride. Finish the season. See what happens.
Some of these guys are fighting for jobs still too. Tonight. Like, I mean, like. Yeah, like some of these guys might want to stay in New York. Like they might not want to leave, and if they, a couple of younger guys got to keep their play up so they can hang around.
Any free agents going into the year? They're all extended.
Yeah, the NHL free agency class really isn't that great this year. Let me see. I think True
NHL free agents. Charlie
I know
Coyle,
Robertson is, but he's Robertson's an RFA. I mean, you can go make a move for Line. I don't think you're going to do that. There's really no one like
Kempe. Did Kempe resign?
Might have. He got hurt, so I'm not sure how that situation really working out right now. But yeah, we'll see. Listen, there's some guys out there.
Kempe didn't get hurt.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking of what's his face?
Fiala. Let's see.
I mean, you get like an Alex Tuck, but it's no like game breakers. Robertson's really the only game breaker. He's an RFA. You don't want Bobrovsky. Like, you don't need Bob.
Bedard's an RFA.
Yeah, you're just gonna throw the bag at him. And if you're gonna try and match him with that? Like, I mean, what are you gonna give him, $1 million first-round picks?
I'm kidding.
That's
Here are the top UFAs in terms of points. Nick Schmaltz.
Yeah.
Of Utah.
He's due for a pay raise.
Darren Radish, Alex Tuck, Ovi, Charlie Coyle, Malkin, Mantha, John Carlson, Claude Giroux, Marcus Johansson. Like that's.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not a great. So I mean, you can work through the trades again.
Schmaltz would be cool.
Depends what you're trying to do, because you could.
Breaking news: the Tottenham Hotspurs have scored a goal.
No way! Who put it in?
Porro.
Pedro Porro. All right, we're not out yet. It's 4-1, and it's only the 26th minute. There's a lot of game left. There's a lot of ball left.
Anything can happen in the Champions League, guys.
Squeeze out a draw. Yeah, the fact we're in the Champions League is enough to tell you that anything can happen in the Champions League.
Anything can happen. Exactly. Islanders go get Brayden Schenn. How you feeling?
Yeah.
Good pickup. Solid pickup.
I'm feeling great. I know people on Twitter were saying this was a bit of an overpay. I disagree. I think the market was kind of set at what it was set. It was a seller's market. There was a lot of teams that wanted to buy. There was a lot of teams that wanted to sell. And there was a lot of guys that were on the table, so everything was inflated. Isles get Schenn for Jonathan Drouin. I know Schenn's been. There was the argument too. Brayden Schenn, 6.5 AAV. They're taking that in, but they do trade Jonathan Drouin, making $4 per year for the next year. So that's only really like 2.5 net they're bringing up. They trade Marcus Gidloff, goalie prospect from Sweden. He's like 6'7", but they keep their guy in Russia who's a lot better. Fine moving him. They moved that 2026 first they got for Brock Nelson from Colorado and a 2027 third. I mean, Darcy's sticking to his word. Said in multiple interviews that he wants to give these guys some help and reward them for what they've done this season. And Brayden Schenn immediately does that. Playoff experience, PK, power play, bolsters up that middle. Now their center depth is Bo Horvat, Brayden Schenn, JG Pageau, who they also extended to a 3-year extension, and Casey Zizekas. There are 4 guys down the middle. I think 55% of the draws, the average between those 4, which is unheard of. 55% in the faceoff dot is great. And it moves over Cal Ritchie to wing. I think the Isles are really gearing up for a run here, Stan. I think they're in a good spot to gear up for a run. They have all the veteran pieces they need. The defense is kind of coming into play. Carson Soucy's kind of coming into his own, laying some big hits. So I like what they're doing right now. I really do.
Sorokin's having a Vezina-like year.
And he's been doing it all year. He doesn't really have an off night. So a guy like that, you could backpack you all the way to the end. I love what's going on in Long Island.
Yeah. All right.
Let's talk the big one. I want to talk the big trade here, Stan.
Talk the big one, and then we'll go to WBC.
People thought he was going to get moved. Calgary didn't want to retain any salary because of what they've done in the past.
I was thinking about it, but I didn't want to say it. I was like, imagine if Colorado just gets him back.
They were on the fence.
And then they did.
They were on the fence the whole trade deadline and buzz around it. Calgary didn't want to retain any of Kadri's 8.5 that a lot of teams wanted to retain because you only get 3 retentions, and they were already retaining 2 guys. That would be their 3rd retention, kind of keeping them in a bit of a tough spot for the next year's coming. So they didn't want to retain any. They didn't and they send him to Calgary. Kadri in a fourth for Victor Olofsson, Matt Curran, a conditional 2027 second-round pick, and a conditional 2028 first-round pick. I cannot believe the Colorado Avalanche got Nazem Kadri back. If you're in the West, if you're in the West, like, good luck. The center depth on this team is unbelievable. He's their third-line center now. So he just went from first-line center to third-line center on a Stanley Cup. Now he's in a Stanley Cup contender. He scored in his first game back. McKinnon assisted it to him. The connection's there with the main group of guys, so he kind of just fits right back into where he left off. And the last time they won the Cup, he was on the team. So I think they're gearing up for a run this year. They know what they have. And I think this was the best move they could have done, and they were the winners of the deadline, in my opinion. I cannot believe they did this.
All right, let's go to WBC real quick. The United States 3-0. They beat Mexico. It was scary at some points. It was just that big second inning with the Judge home run, the Roman Anthony home run, and then offense.
That was
from there whatsoever. That was kind of it. I'm worried about this team.
Yeah, we don't have the juice that the DR has. Like, we don't have the passion that Japan has.
And
like,
now,
I don't know what it is.
It all kind of comes down to pitching because Skeens did his thing. So there's that.
Just let him go more than 4 innings, though. Like, these guys, let him go.
No, they have to go 60 pitches or 4 innings.
I hate
They have to.
Let him throw the whole fucking game.
Everybody has to do that. It's not like it's just us. It's I know it sucks, but everybody has to do it.
It just sucks. Like, I want to watch these guys go.
So the United States play Italy tonight. I believe, is it confirmed that Aaron Nola is pitching? I don't want to put anything cart before the horse yet, but
I'd kind of be shocked if he wasn't.
It's Michael Lorenzen.
Okay. All right, that's interesting. Just jump on him
right now.
Dude, we could beat
Michael
the piss
Lorenzen.
out of them. They got to jump on them early.
As we said before, lineup was out. Win this game, you're moving on. I think, honestly, if we even lose, I think we still get in.
Yeah, I think we're auto in.
I would hope, but yeah, because Italy's 2-0. They have to play. They would play Mexico tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's just win the game, so we don't have to worry about anything.
Win the game, so we don't have to worry about it. Yep. Win the game. Yesterday, Dominican Republic take down Israel 10-1. Fernando Tatis, 6 RBIs, including a grand slam. Hey, I will say, I hate to say it, these Red Sox have been doing their thing in the World Baseball Classic. Bayo shoved. Roman Anthony's doing his thing. He had that big home run last night. Jarren Duran, 2 home runs off of Matthew Boyd, a lefty, and he struggled against lefties last year. That was kind of the reason why the Red Sox are looking to move him. Here he is hitting 2 home runs, one to the opposite field, one to the opposite field, the other to the right side of the field. That looks good. If you're a Red Sox fan, it sucks if you're me that hates the Red Sox. Japan, moving on. We mentioned Korea before, having that big win against Australia. Needed exactly 7 runs to make the quarterfinal, and they did that. Tomorrow's the big one. The DR against Venezuela in Miami. That place is going to be jumping. And then back at it on Friday, where Korea takes on the Pool D winner, which would Korea would possibly play the winner of the DR or Venezuela. And then Pool B winner, which will likely be the United States, will take on the Pool A runner-up, which could possibly be Canada or Cuba. So there's that.
WBC. There we go.
WBC. Here it is. All right. Okay. Conference tournaments. Duke had a big win over UNC on Saturday. Came at a cost. Caleb Foster fractured his foot again. This is the same foot that he broke his freshman year. It sucks because he was playing his best basketball, man. Especially a year after where he was playing his worst.
Well, it kind of sucks because it happened right now. I mean, like, if this had happened in January, you're like, all right, whatever. But it's March 10th, and now we're like, oh, fuck. Like, we're down to the wire here.
Yeah, we are down to the wire. So I did mention before, Gungba, Foster ruled out of the ACC tournament. They're more optimistic that Gungba returns during the NCAA tournament. It seems like Duke is treating this ACC tournament as just, let's get our guys healthy. We're already a 1 seed. Would it be nice if we win this, get the preference of where we play our first 2 games? It doesn't matter. As much as that sucks to say, I will say
you're good enough that it doesn't matter. I feel like that's a good thing.
Yeah, and I hate saying that it doesn't matter, especially as a Duke fan, because like there are people like there are teams in this conference tournament where like it is life or death.
Right. But like you're not looking for an ACC championship. You're looking for a national championship. So I think this is
exactly.
Keep your eyes on the prize here.
Yes. We played the winner of Florida State and Cal. I believe that would be on Thursday.
I have no idea.
Yes, Florida State and Cal. So Florida State and Cal play tomorrow, and then we would play them at 7:00. Oh, they changed the bracket on us. Remember how like the one seed we were at the bottom instead of the top. So the 1 seed and the 4 seed are at the bottom, 2 seed and 3 seed are at the top. Oh, that's interesting. What time am I working that Thursday? Because that would be at 7 p.m. Oh God, stay away from me if you're on the New Jersey Turnpike. I'm getting out at 7 p.m. right as the Duke ACC tournament game's on. You know I'm gonna have that on with Waze. Still the most dangerous thing I ever did was I was driving back from school for spring break, and it was the first day of March Madness, and I just like put on the March Madness app, and you know how on Apple you can like watch it while you're on your home screen. Yeah, I pulled up Waze with the March Madness app as the home screen with the mini box, so I was like, yeah, I know what's happening.
What you gotta do. Sometimes that's what you gotta do.
I lived. There was no issue. I was careful, especially driving down the New York State Thruway. But here we are. Okay, let's talk conference championship, conference tournaments. Jesus, I can't speak real quick.
Yeah, American East.
Let's start. Yeah, fuck it. Let's start with the American East. Why not?
American East, baby. We got skin in the game now, Stan. We got skin in the game.
We both have skin in the game in our respective tournaments, so why not? I will say, it's going to be tough for you guys to stop that three-headed backcourt that UMBC has. And even if you run into Vermont, you got to deal with Gus Yalden, who former Wisconsin player, left, transferred to Seton Hall, left. Now he's at Vermont. Because the Gus bus is a fucking wild ride.
Yep.
And he has been Vermont's best player, and is probably the league's is the America East best player. And they split the seat. I mean, I know we're talking. This is likely going to be a UMBC Vermont final. They split the season series.
It is probably going to be.
Yes, they split the season series, but Yalden did not play his best game at all. Did not play his best game.
Vermont's got
either of those games.
I watched him play.
Yeah.
They gave that Bryant game was close until it wasn't. They gave Bryant the work at the end of the second half. They ended up winning by 20. So I've seen both these teams play.
What? I'm gonna be different. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I'm not giving you the edge. I'll tell you that. I think UMBC gets it done, but I would not be shocked if NJIT beats Vermont.
Okay. Wow. All right. NJIT getting some. I didn't think we'd be bringing up NJIT.
I will not be shocked if NJIT beats Vermont.
I don't hate it. I don't hate that at all. But I think
I won't be shocked.
This Lowell game, Stan, Angel Montas averaging 21 and 6 over his last 10. We're 7-3 in the last 10. UMBC's 10-0 in the last 10. The numbers are comparable in their last 10 points, except for the one thing is that UMBC's defense is out of this fucking world. Opponents have averaged 61.5 points per game in their last 10 against them. Yeah, not great, especially when Lowell is letting up teams average 72.3. It's gonna come down to 3-point shooting. Fingers crossed. We'll see what happens tonight for Lowell.
For March, so I think no matter whoever wins this tournament is probably going to be a 16 seed. Though if UMBC does win
sneaky. This, well, yeah, UMBC could be sneaky.
UMBC would be they have a good shot at being a 15. I don't know. There's not much of a difference here between UMBC and Vermont, in my opinion.
But if UMBC if they beat Lowell tonight, honest to God, like, and this is just from watching them play, like, I would not be shocked if they had an upset in March. Like, they are a good basketball team.
Fair. Let's go to the Power Five, because there's no reason for me to talk about Siena right now.
Well, I mean, we're looking at the Times Union.
But like, I can't preview a semifinal because there's no more semifinals. But anyway, the Big 12 has been the best conference in college basketball this year, and this tournament is going to be a fucking banger. Arizona, lock for a 1 seed. Houston is probably a lock for a 2, but there's so much more.
Pick for March Madness to win?
I don't know.
Should I pipe down a little bit?
I'll get to that. Iowa State can play their way onto the 3 seed, because keep in mind, they've been trending way down ever since the committee had them as the 4th 1 seed. They can play their way onto a 3 seed. Kansas can also do that. A lot of people picking Kansas just because of who they have and they're healthy. Texas Tech also can. They've been great ever since JT Toppin got hurt. I would say there's a good chance that of like the 16 seeds, so like overall 1, overall 2, like those type of ones, I think the Big 12 will have 5 of them represented in each quadrant. Yeah.
Okay.
Which is crazy. You know, and the fact that this league has 16 teams, you know, TCU had the ninth best schedule adjusted net rating of any team in the league. They drew the 3rd weakest conference schedule, which got them to 11-7 in conference. Meanwhile, Houston has the same net rating as Arizona, but having the hardest in-conference schedule of any of the top 5 teams. They ended up 14-4, and dare I say, could be underrated.
Really? At 14, and they're underrated?
Could be underrated. Underrated. I know. Houston, underrated, which is like crazy to say. And also, keep in mind, they had to play in a row, they had to play Texas Tech, Iowa State, and Kansas, all on the road. None of them they did not go to Houston. None of them went to Houston at all. And plus, there's fun non-top 5 guys here. You're aware of BYU. Cincinnati has had an incredible finish to the season. And honestly, Cincinnati could be more threatening than BYU that has a perennial number 1 pick on the team.
It's a team sport.
I mean, Cincinnati has played like a top 20 team in the sport over the last 10 games. And I know Baylor just lost. I know they just lost to Arizona State. They have played better basketball than Kansas. Arizona State has played like a top 40 team for the last month. That is the level of major nightly competition that you're getting in the Big 12. We'll get to picks right now. If you want crazy, go with Cincinnati. Wes Miller's coaching for his job. They're begging for an at-large bid. If they can get to the semifinals, possibly the quarters, they're playing right now against Utah, they're in. I say they're in. If we're going to just the best pick for the tournament, the best pick for March Madness, Iowa State could be one in terms of just like extra shots generated a game. You know, they're only beaten by Houston and Gonzaga. They're 3rd in that metric. And I continue to believe that the way that they play is a strong formula to avoid upsets and extremely helpful once you just get out of that hell that the Big 12 is. But right now, Houston. I say it's Houston. I think
they have value?
I don't know what. They're like plus 200.
Okay, that's some value.
It's some value there, but like maybe like could Cincinnati make a run to the championship game? Who knows?
All right, so what I'm getting from this is we're riding Cincinnati heavy. If we're taking anything, it's Cincinnati.
They're playing Utah right now. They play Central Florida. If they beat Arizona, that would be on Thursday. If they beat Arizona, we're in. We're in.
Are we potentially looking at Cincinnati, Siena, and Lowell being conference champions this year?
No. I still think I think if Cincinnati makes a semifinal, they're in. They're in the tournament because they're fighting for an at-large right now. Let's go to the Big East. Damn, like UConn. It's the Big East tournament. Like, what's better than the fucking Big East tournament on a Friday night? Nothing.
Pac-12
nothing better than possibly. We should go. Never mind, I'm working till 6 o'clock that day. I could, but who knows? Not a lot of options here, just for value. Like, I like Villanova, but
is like, you don't love Villanova. I don't think anyone loves
Villanova. Like, you're not confident in Villanova.
No.
I still lean UConn just because they're playing for something because they lost their shot at a 1 seed after that loss to Marquette on Saturday. Yeah. And against tournament level competition, they are 8th in the country. St. John's is first. I think it's simple. I wouldn't trust either of these teams after the first round of the NCAA tournament. I'm not sure I trust Villanova in the first round of March Madness, to be honest. I think it's going to be chalky. I think St. John's beats UConn.
Really?
I just think it is. I think Rick Pitino has Hurley's number now. Because keep in mind, like Rick Pitino, when he was at Iona, he was leading against Dan Hurley's UConn at halftime.
Well, of course I remember that. Peter was going nuts.
Yes, I never forget. I think it's going to be pretty chalky. I will say, don't be shocked about DePaul going to the semifinal.
Wow. Okay. See, now that's just shocking me in general because I didn't think you'd say DePaul of any school.
Don't be shocked if they make the semifinal, because that's a good team. That's a good, well-run team in DePaul. You never know. You never know with them.
You never know with any of these guys, to be honest with you. I mean, it's all a crapshoot when it comes down to it.
The Big East tournament is always a 10 out of 10 in watchability rating. It's always a 10 out of 10.
You honestly don't really know what's going to happen. Like, you think it's going to be UConn, but you really don't know.
It is a meatball conference. Here we go. ACC. A lot of jokes about how it's the Duke Invitational. Duke, inefficiency margin.
Stan clearly thinks Duke is a million times better than all of these ACC schools, and I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm not saying he's wrong.
The injuries are an issue. I will say 2 likely finals, and now it could if UNC, let's say, in that lower quadrant where Clemson takes on the winner of Virginia Tech Wake Forest, winner of that takes North Carolina. If Clemson's able to beat North Carolina, then that would set up for a Friday night game, 9:30. Duke-Clemson could set up for Duke UNC 3 without Caleb Wilson, without Caleb Foster, without Patrick Gungba. I think that the 2 likely finals here are going to be either Duke and Virginia or Duke and Louisville. Because Louisville's had its struggles. They didn't get the double bye. They beat Miami in Miami. I think that's pretty big.
That means a lot.
With the second half struggles that they've had all year and the talented team that Miami has had this year, that's big. With Louisville, you may hate them, like with the eye test. The metrics don't. They're the 17th
under the
team
hood.
in Ken
Under the hood, they're unreal.
They're going to be a 5 or 6 seed in March Madness, where they have a top 30 offense and a top 30 defense. And according to Bart Torvik, where they compare teams, like they compare resumes, this is kind of like that 2013-14 Michigan State team where they were a 4 seed and they were able to make the Elite Eight. So you can't really count out Louisville. I'm going to be unbiased. Actually, I lied. I'm going to be biased. I'm going to say Duke's going to win the tournament. I think that they would be and now Bubble Watch SMU. They're playing Syracuse. I believe that's right now. They're playing Syracuse right now. I think if SMU loses to Syracuse, they're done. Their chances of an at-large are over. I will say this tournament's going to be pretty boring, just considering that everyone thinks it's the Duke Invitational, but, we'll see what happens. Next, Power 4, excuse me. Let's go to the last Power 4. It's going to be the Big Ten. Oh, sorry, the SEC. Holy shit. Florida is easily the best team in this conference this season, and I think that if it wasn't for that couple week stretch where Duke was just laying belt to ass, we'd be talking about Florida as the best team in the country. They're likely going to be the 4th 1 seed. They did lose a couple of random ones. They lost to Missouri, they lost to Auburn, and here's the thing though, according to Bart Torvik, it compares to the 2013 Florida team, that Nerlens Noel team, where they were dominant in SEC play, and then they ran into Marshall Henderson and Ole Miss in the SEC tournament, and the streets, especially me, remember Marshall Henderson very well. God, he represented white boys so great. I think right now, I like Arkansas. I like the value. Darius Acuff can carry you to a tournament like this. If we're talking about Marshall Henderson, this kind of stuff,
that's the same kind of thing.
That's the same kind of thing, except for the fact that Acuff is going to be a pretty highly coveted draft pick in this draft. But they are able to avoid Florida until the championship game, so one of these teams can pluck off Florida. If they win, so they would be playing. So the winner of Oklahoma, South, they're likely going to get Texas A&M. So if they're able to win that, they get the winner of Bama, probably Alabama, who they lost to in triple overtime, and Acuff had 49 in that game, and we were recording during this, you remember. Yeah. Arkansas just ran out of guys. They had guys in foul trouble. I don't think a triple overtime game is going to happen again. If it does, play the lotto. But Acuff can win that game for you and carry you to a win. I think Arkansas gets it. If not, it's going to be Florida. I don't know. But this tournament is going to be pretty fun. And then last but not least, the Big Ten, Michigan, more Michigan. If you want value, it's Illinois. But I think it's going to be Michigan.
Michigan.
Yeah, it's going to be Illinois is a good dark horse, but I will
it's dumb not
say,
to take Michigan.
Every 2 or 3 years, they have like a wacky champion. Like, remember Iowa in 22, and everyone was like,
this doesn't feel like one of those years.
It doesn't. Like Wisconsin could be that, but because they've beaten
Michigan's that good though.
I think so too. And also, this is interesting though. Since 2015, the 1 seed in this tournament, 2-9 when they make the title game, 2-9. So it could create a storyline. I mean, it could create a storyline. If you like the history behind it, Wisconsin, Michigan State could go to that title game. It would be shockingly enough. It would be
Izzo in March is nothing. I mean, that always happens.
Shockingly enough, it would be Wisconsin's 3rd straight trip to the final.
Wow,
which is crazy enough to even think about. And the 3 seed has made 4 of the last 7 finals. And for such like a boring league, like it gets pretty. It creates like weird finals. Tim, ready for this? When was the last time the Big Ten had 1 versus 2 in their final?
I don't even know. 2015? I don't even know.
Try and guess who the president was. George W. Bush. It was 2007. George W. Bush.
I was going to guess
was president of the United States.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. I would expect.
Was it Michigan State?
I will say the best. I don't remember. 2007. So that was like when Illinois was good. Could be Michigan State. Who knows?
Regardless, who cares what it was? But
who cares? It's going to be Michigan. I think. If you're like. If you want the obvious one, it's going to be Michigan. I don't know. Well, here's the thing. If you want like a list of Big Ten teams that are great at forcing turnovers and great at getting rebounds against top 100 opponents this year, it's Purdue and Iowa. And against these teams, they are like the 23rd best team in the country. And I am aware that Purdue hasn't really pulled off this like insane signature win. But, last year's surprise team was Arkansas when they beat St. John's. Arkansas was 2-9 against KenPom top 25 teams. I was 2-8. So if you want to bank on Iowa making a run, go for it.
No, it's
if you want to bank on Iowa making a run, I'm making a run in the tournament, I mean. But if you want to bank on Iowa making a run, going to the Sweet 16, I'm all for it. I was on that Ben McCollum train with Drake last year. I think Michigan's going to win this. And that's all I got.
It's Michigan.
That's all I got. That's college basketball. Holy shit.
Yeah, we might have to push that AL/NL Central preview.
Yeah. Holy shit. All right, moving on. What I saw, Tim, go for it.
What did I see?
That was a lot of talking. Holy shit.
Oh my gosh. Okay, all right, no, I'm just reading the Tottenham news. We pulled our keeper after the 17th minute. No. What did I see this week? I don't know. I went to the range. My swing's looking pretty good. Weather's nice, so it's nice weather outside. If you're around,
yeah, it is daylight savings. What I saw was going to be daylight savings because I went out on Sunday and it's like light out at 6 p.m. and I'm like, is this heaven?
Yeah, it's nice.
Is this heaven?
It's nice.
Because when you think about it, when the sun sets at 6:30, all I can think about March Madness, the Masters, baseball,
NHL playoffs,
NBA playoffs.
Like
it's warm out. You don't have to worry about like, oh my god, it's so cold.
Birds chirping,
the jacket. Pools start
you hear
opening
the birds
up.
chirp.
You open up a pool in your backyard.
Let's be real. When you see a Masters commercial regularly, it's nice out. Like you watch it and you're like, all right.
Yes.
You're like, oh, there's another Masters commercial. I've seen
and the fifth major's this weekend. The fifth major.
Yeah. And Tiger can't play. That should have been what I saw. They said Tiger couldn't play.
Oh, that's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, right? Like, I'm going to look into that right now, actually.
I don't know. All right, let's wrap this up because we've been at this for overnight.
I know.
We've had longer episodes of late. Jesus. Hey,
yeah. Why can't I don't understand. He's not allowed to play. I don't get it. Whatever.
Tim's going to figure that out. All right. That's going to wrap it up. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Be sure to like this video on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube. Be sure to leave a comment on our videos. Be sure to follow us and rate us on Spotify.
5 stars.
5 stars only. Enjoy the tournament. Enjoy the conference tournaments. This is the last. Actually, not the last. Enjoy everything. Enjoy this weather we're having.
Weather. There's hockey on.
The United States. God.
The Knicks. We didn't even talk Knicks, but they've been something. They've had some interesting games.
Lost two in a row.
Yeah, but the Denver win was nice. 39
Denver
in Denver.
win was cool. Denver win was good. Lakers loss was bad.
Clippers was worse.
Clippers was even. I mean, they were just hitting shots. Like it wasn't.
Yeah,
Like,
it's crazy, right?
I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen.
You don't want to lose the Clippers.
I don't know what's gonna happen there. I don't know what's gonna happen, but let's wait
Tatum's
another
back.
month.
Yeah, we mentioned the last
Tatum's
episode.
back.
Tatum's
We haven't
back.
even gotten to him. Holy shit.
Yeah,
he looked good against Cleveland. Sorry, Tim. That was a bad loss.
I know. That's it. They go 2-22 from the 3 at half. I mean,
yeah,
what the
that
fuck was
second
that?
quarter was bad. That second quarter was
Yeah.
bad. All right. Peace out, guys.